Hey guys, it's Pam. Welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. I just went through and did some quick inventory management, and I retinted Arden's armor. That's the only thing I did because I just didn't really like the pink sort of color. I mean, I'm pretty much to each their own when it comes to, what you like, but I'm just not into pink myself. However, I am into killing these jerks who came at us out of nowhere. Was that all of them? I thought there was another. No, just this ram, which I don't want to hit. Okay, that was easy. Even though we took care of the villa and the outlaws there, we still are going to run into outlaws and Red Templars and stuff like that from time to time, just because that's how it is. I brought Varric because obviously if we're doing the Valammar thing, we need to have him, and I forgot I needed to give him a new thing, which I can't decide what I'm going to do, but I think I'm going to do fallback plan. No, I'll do this and then take him down. Have I done elemental mines? Yeah, I have, so I can do that. Or no, I already have that. Shoot. Okay, we'll do fallback plan. But I don't... let's see. I'll do that instead of the poison weapons. This is the only real problem. It's like as you start getting everybody leveled up more and more, you just don't have the space for all their abilities, and you have to kind of decide how you want to manage them. Also, I saw some elf fruit, so I have to go back for that, even though there's some guys up here to kill. Red Templars. Hey, what did I just say? I did give Arnon a ring that improves his pommel strike, and I would say it definitely does, considering he just basically finished that guy off. I know, you're running into the water to stop being on fire, but it's not going to work. Alright, so that took care of those guys. Jeez, I hope he doesn't... I don't have to go out... I do have to go out there for his... Oh well. The problem is you go far enough into the water at a certain point, you will actually, quote-unquote, drown. It's just annoying. Yes, yes. I forever get this thing saying the quest was completed, even though I completed it back when we were still in Haven. Whatever. But I depleted a lot of my herbage while I was upgrading potions earlier in the last episode, so I now have to start collecting yet again. And of course, I always need Blood Lotus. It's like I'm addicted to this stuff. And there's so much of it around this area in particular that it's just easy to kind of run around and really quick replenish your supplies. I know there's one over here. This is where we found that ram. Lord Wolseley, a demon in disguise. That's such an odd little situation. But now we're going to come up here. Let's see. I think I've been in this camp before. Maybe not, since I haven't looted this person. A Masterwork Sturdy Bianca grip. That's nice. I think I probably already had that one, but There's some guys up at the top of this little waterfall here. That's the entrance to Valammar, which is the Deep Roads entrance that we're looking for. These guys are Carta, I believe. Yeah. And obviously we're pretty high level for this area. These guys are not any kind of trouble.
Looks like Carta. Lyrium smuggling would be profitable around here.
Especially with all the mages. There's a lot of iron that I really don't need, but I'm going to get anyway because you know me when it comes to collecting stuff. I think this is a habit that must have been brought on, or at least, I don't know, all the elemental mines. A habit that must have been engendered when I started playing Warcraft, because God knows, when you play an MMO where you have crafting items that you are in competition for with basically everyone else to get. Oh, come on. They put the iron there, so you should be able to get it. There's no invisible wall that I can see. Whatever. Anyway, you just get in the habit of going for everything that you're capable of grabbing. Because you need to get it. Because you need the stuff for your crafting. And inevitably, you're never going to have enough. I mean, it's like this carefully created scarcity economics. I don't know. But yeah, so you just get in the habit of grabbing it whenever you see it, whether you need it or not. Especially with like Warcraft, because even the lower, especially sometimes the lower level materials can sell really well on the auction house. I've done that. I mean, God, I had my mage character, Amara, originally was an enchanter, and enchanting was just not working out. I was having real trouble struggling to level it up, so I eventually decided to switch her over to, let's see, I made her an herbalist and alchemist, I guess. I can't remember right now. I could look it up, but you don't really need me to do that. Anyway, so I had all these low-level enchanting supplies that I sold off and did really well on the auction house with, because people do that. They switch their profession, and suddenly you need that stuff, and you're not questing in the areas that stuff is available in. And I mean, you can run around and pick it up, but it's just kind of tedious after a while. And it's like, if you can find it on the auction house for any kind of reasonable price, I know I've done that many times. Or it's just like, oh, I needed one more copper, and I don't want to go back out and have to deal with all that. All right.
Finally. I started to think you weren't coming.
Nobody said you had to hang out in the creepy cave while you waited.
Well, I did wait, so let's make this quick. These idiots are carrying the red lyrium out in unprotected containers. We don't want to stick around long enough for it to start talking to us.
Why would the containers need to be protected?
Lyrium is incredibly dangerous in its raw form. It can poison or kill dwarves, and we're resistant to it. Sometimes it just explodes. No warning.
Basically, only crazy people mine lyrium.
The mining cast doesn't just sling it into a bucket. It's carried in special containers that keep it under control. And that's normal lyrium. The red stuff is worse. I wouldn't be surprised if most of their miners die just digging it up.
You seem to know more about the effects of red lyrium than most.
Varric told me plenty about what it did to him. And his brother.
How did you find this operation in the first place? There must be hundreds of deep roads entrances.
I've used this entrance in the past. Varric's not the only surface dwarf to explore the deep roads. Oh, I've got to admit, I was pretty surprised when I came here and found it full of humans.
We'd better get to work.
Sounds good to me.
I don't know why Dorian's always over in that corner after we get through that cutscene, but this is not really a very deep road because...
Trade, maybe? Your guess is as good as mine.
Obviously, we can see the surface from here. But you can also see the dwarf architecture very clearly. And there's a guy who I'm going to kill. There's another one in. Okay, they know we're here. Okay, the next group's up here. There's still a couple more. Where did those guys come from? Okay, well, they're gone now. I love Dorian. He's so... The bravado is fantastic. This is not deep by any means. This is definitely someplace where dwarves came to trade on the surface, because, I mean, you can see the frickin' sky. Okay, that ladder just leads over here, by the way. There's nothing really that interesting. But if you come down here, you can jump down and get a little bit extra gold over here. It's from somebody who fell. And I think that's all there is. That area over there you can't get to unless you want to, you know, kill yourself falling, but as far as I know, it's unplayable. So the nice thing is everybody waits for you when you go down here, because you are just not followable, which is convenient. But yeah, see, there used to be a walkway over there, but you can't reach it now, as far as I know, and I'm not really interested in trying. But there doesn't look like a door you could go into anyway, so... Okay, guys, I'm back. And then that is where we'll come out of later, so we're not going to go down there just yet. But there's a lot of Drake stone that I don't really need. But again, it's that whole thing of, you know, gotta have it all, gotta collect it all. Even if I'm not going to use it, still gotta collect it. It also is made a little bit more convenient by the fact that you don't actually have to, your inventory spaces aren't taken up by crafting mats. So, card a note on security. We should be secure enough from outsiders. I'm more concerned about attracting darkspawn from the lower levels. We don't have the manpower to push them further in. Keep the product on the upper levels and barricade the bridge. God only knows what they're talking about. However, I can come over here and bash this. I just kick the wall in. I mean, these nice reinforced walls, I just kick it in. I am so powerful. Pitch grenade, which I believe I already had. There's some more loot over here. Belt of health. That's always nice. Yeah, you can tell there's a lot of fresh food, so besides the fact that there's fire in that brazier, people are obviously here.
So this is what you do now?
Beg pardon?
Skulking around in caves, shooting guys? Is this your day-to-day?
I usually try to avoid the caves.
A lot of people don't like Bianca, which I find kind of sad. I do like her. She's definitely... The thing is, she's got a past with Varric, obviously. I mean, we can tell that she's the reason that his crossbow is named what it is. And it turns out, well, she talks about her engineering stuff, I guess. She is a craftsperson. And, you know, there's clearly, you know, something that's gone on between them. We'll find out more as we go. But the thing is, she's a complex character, and I'd like to see more of her than what we get, which is not very much.
Darkspawn. These won't be the last.
Yeah, I just need to get the straight stuff
For
first.
these to count as deep roads. But have I mentioned I hate the deep roads?
You're not alone, Varric. Where are you going? Well, I was useless there. Okay. More loot? No, we need to open this and kill the guys in here. Too bad. You're about to get some more. Okay, so that takes care of... Deep Trouble is the quest we got way back when we picked up that key at the villa. That's taken care of, but now we have other stuff to deal with. The soldiers call themselves the Inquisition. They've been helping the refugees near Redcliffe, poking around a fair bit too, though they haven't come near here. They have someone with a trick for closing those rifts. Claim he's some sort of prophet. Zealous nug shit, if you ask me. Must be one fast-talking elf to get a bunch of humans to fall for that. Not sure what he's after, but if those mercenaries do their job, we won't have a problem. Still, keep an eye out. Personal notes scrawled in a ledger talking about the lyrium. It's good, though, red. They don't have a clue what they're dealing with. Dwarven gear. I wonder what that could be for. Oh, I've got more loot. More loot, more loot. Nothing interesting. High Everweave is a nice crafting mat. Orders for lake operations. There's a book over here about trading with the surface. Darktown's deal. Ask the nobles of Orzammar how their kingdom gets grain, silks and grain and wine from the surface, and they'll tell you, trade with the surface occurs. It occurs, as if on its own, with no traders or merchants or human farmers involved. A little miracle of dwarven ingenuity. The reality is a lot messier than their fantasy. And it talks about, how basically the dwarves have to, they have to trade because they can't get a lot of what they need to live, just basic survival. Castless dwarves are the ones sent to the service are stripped of their caste, but they're not exiled either. So we've got one gear. We can't turn it until we get both of them, and we're going to find out what's in there a little bit later on as well. Anyway, it's just not as clean an operation as they would like it to be, basically. We're going to come up here. The Halls of the Elders. I think I have to get Varric to unlock these again. Yeah. Again, this is why it's good to keep a... If you're not going to have a group with one of every type, at least, make sure you bring them when you know what you're gonna be up against. I'm going to get a couple more mosaic pieces here. The Fall, piece 9. And just a gray dagger. This is where the other gear is. So I can go open that door. Isn't there another mosaic tile in here? I thought there was. Oh no, I know where it is. It's in the treasury that we're going to go to. See, I mean, we've got water in there. Is that her lock up here? It sure is.
You had me worried,
What did I do now?
That letter you sent me about the red lyrium was the first I'd heard from you since the Chantry explosion.
Had it been that long?
Seriously, if you died in that mess, I'd have come back to Kirkwall and dug you up just to kick your ass.
What would you do if I'd been cremated?
Kick your ashes, of course.
To seal that tunnel.
See, even the alpha's not too bad. I'm definitely over leveled for this area, but I'm not going to complain about it. Okay, I need Dorian to do this.
Oh, that holds the dark spawn back.
Look at him quivering on the floor. That is not supposed to happen, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, just a little piece of wood. No big deal. I'm sure that'll stop them forever. That's what I love that about this game. Like in Origins, I mean, you were down in the deep roads and you were seriously doing major stuff to seal them off.
Bogdan? He's in Navarra right now, selling my machine to wealthy landowners.
I heard some of the guild were trying to get you named a paragon for that contraption.
That's not gonna happen, even if
That
I
was
am
stupid
10
of
times
me.
the Smith Bronca ever was. A surfacer paragon? Never.
Yeah, that was not my brightest idea, but I just had to
seal
try.
that tunnel.
I built these doors. They probably shut this one from the other side when they heard the ruckus we were making. Ta-da!
You've been here often enough to renovate the cave.
You already know I've used this entrance in the past. I don't know if Varric's told you, but the Merchants Guild is cutthroat. Literally. I built the doors to keep rivals from following me down here and arranging accidents.
I guess it's a good thing you came along then.
I get that a lot. After you.
God, God, these guys are just respawning. Not that, you know, it's difficult to finish them off, but geez. Come on, give me my Drakestone. And I think once I get through this part, this should just about... Oh, and maybe I will be able to get all of Valammar done in this part. We'll see. For now, I'm going to kill some more Carter Dwarves. You know, I can't remember because it's been so long since I started this playthrough. It's hard to believe, you know, it's been since like last October.
I don't recall us ever shooting people together.
Remember crashing Bartram's guild dinner? We might as well have shot him.
This isn't nearly as dangerous as pissing off my brother.
True. The Carta is basically the dwarven version of the mob. And they are a faction that you do have to go up against in Origins. Alright, we've got some more of these dudes down here. Hi. We can certainly try. He got shielded? That son of a... Oh, there must be a human mage in here. A Warden Spellbinder? Really? I knew that was going to happen. He cast it right on top of me. Alright, now we gotta go back and get the rest of these guys. Is that all of them? Looks like? Okay.
How long are you gonna be in Orlais, do you think?
As long as this weird shit is going on, at least. Maybe longer. Why?
You'll have to stop by before Bogdan gets back. You should see my new workshop.
I'll see what I can do. You know your family will kill me if I stop by, right?
They're not gonna kill you.
You always say that, and they always send assassins.
Yeah, so what becomes clear at some point is that Bianca and Varric have been together, at least in the past. But for some reason they can't be together now. She was going to be married to somebody and then ran away, and now she's married to this Bogdan guy. And they still have this connection, which is very deep, but I don't know what's actually going on with them at this point, but he's still devoted to her as far as I can tell. Anyway, we've got Paragon Celestor growing out of the ground. We've got a bunch of deep mushroom and stuff like that. And you want to make sure you loot everything before you take care of the quest. So there's this big urn thing and this little one. Because once you take that key, this is going to end this area. Why can't I loot this? They have such weird restrictions on how you can get to things. There.
There you are. You won't be able to use this entrance again.
Bianca.
You were the one who leaked the Tig's location.
It's not like that. Not entirely. Shit. When I got the location, I went and had a look for myself. And I found the red lyrium, and I studied it.
You know what it does to people.
I was doing you a favor. You want to help your brother, don't you? I just wanted to figure it out.
Did you figure it out?
Actually, yes. I found out that red lyrium... It has the blight, Varric. Do you know what that means?
What? The two deadly things combined to form something super awful?
Lyrium is alive, or something like it. Blight doesn't infect minerals, only animals. I couldn't get any further on my own, so I looked for a Grey Warden mage. Blight and magical expertise in one, right? And I found this guy, Larius. He seemed really interested in helping my research. So I gave him a key.
Larius? He was the Grey Warden we met in Corypheus's... Oh, shit.
Prison is the last word of that sentence.
I didn't realize until you said you found red lyrium at Haven. I came here and, well, then I went to you.
Bianca.
That name means something to you, Varric.
He was at the Grey Warden prison where we found Corypheus. And he definitely wasn't a mage before.
You had to know we'd figure out what happened, Bianca. Why did you insist on coming with us?
Varric told me what people were doing with the red lyrium. I had to help make this right.
Fair enough.
You couldn't have known what would happen.
Mafarath's balls, she couldn't. I told her exactly how bad this shit was. I told her to keep away from it.
I know I screwed up, but we did fix it. It's as right as I can make it.
This isn't one of your machines. You can't just replace a part and make everything right.
No, but I can try, can't I? Or am I supposed to wallow in my mistakes forever, kicking myself, telling stories of what I should have done?
Ha! As if I would tell stories about my own mistakes.
Oh, for pity's sake, would you two just get a room?
Sorry, Inquisitor. We've done all we can here. Bianca, you'd better get home before someone misses you.
Varric.
Don't worry about it.
Get him killed, and I'll feed you your own eyeballs, Inquisitor.
I love how she says that after putting us all in danger, but, you know. Anyway, so let's hurry up and finish up in here. Now that we've got the other gear, I think I have to turn both of them. I can't remember. Not like anybody helps me, you know. I love the... Yep. I love that. Just stand there, you know. Don't... Just be in my way. I appreciate that. Or you could just run into the wall for a while.
Let's see what was worth hiding here.
Well, for one thing, there's another mosaic tile and a bunch of Hurlocks. Is that all of them, really? Okay, that was easier than I remember it being. Especially considering I'm playing this on normal. Alright, sometimes it's kind of funny that I always find one more hiding behind this pillar, but I don't see him, so I think we're good. The Dwarven banner for the Skyhold. The Skyhold. Another mosaic piece. So now I have 10 pieces of the Fall, and I think the last two, or at least one of them, is back in... Ooh, Bianca arms. Back in the Dragon area, Lady Shayna's Valley. Alright, so that means we're done. We got everything in here, and we can head out of Valammar with 30 seconds to spare. Yeah, so this leads out to that cave that we saw when we first came in. It's by the steps. So now that we've got that done, we can leave Valammar and never return. There's just some more Drakestone around here, I think. But you have to climb to get it. Yeah, back out into the sunlight, thank goodness. So yeah, that's Bianca, and she and Varric do indeed have an interesting relationship. I think they're parted by choice and obligation, and they may still love each other, which they probably do, but they choose to honor their relationships with other people. Also, her family's trying to kill him. So, you know, there's a lot going on there. Excuse me while I yawn. Oh, giants. Giants are the worst. Responsible blood magic. There is no such thing. You quote the example of the lovers Crescens and Seraphinian. Yes, Seraphinian offered his own blood to cure Crescens of her wasting disease, and Crescens lived a long life. But if the noblest use of blood magic still calls for the death of a good man, is that enough reason to reconsider? The Maker. I know I've read parts of this. Anyway, the chant. Canticle of Threnodies 5. That's interesting because this is not even the very first thing, which you'd think it would be. Like, the very first thing in the Bible is, you know, God creating the world. So shouldn't that be the first thing for this for whatever the Maker's word is in whatever. Okay, so I'm just basically waiting for the transition at this point. Alright, and we're out again. So Bianca goes her separate way. We're done, and we're going to call this a night. Or a day, rather. Because I have to go get ready for work. Oh, there's a nug. Of course there's a nug. Anyway, that's kind of a nice... I'll try and use that for my screenshot, maybe. Anyway, we're going to leave this here. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please drop a like or comment to let me know. And thanks for watching, and I hope I see you next time. Bye.